Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. Myself Dr. Munira Hussain from Mata Jijabai Government Girls PG College, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Today we are going to discuss on the module types of milk from paper Food Science. As you know, milk is a lacteal secretion obtained by complete milking of milch animals. In India, the term milk, when unqualified, refers to cow or buffalo milk or a combination of them. Shall we go on a knowledge expedition through this module to know about the different kinds of milk and their properties? Dear students, it is important to understand first that the quality and type of milk basically decided by its SNF. Do you know about SNF? SNF means milk solid non-fat, which comprises of proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals and many other components of the milk which is present in the milk other than milk fat. Dear students, it is also known fact that milk is qualified on the basis of the maximum content of milk fat and not non-solid fat part, that is SNF, which would finally present in the milk. So students, let's see what we are going to learn in this module. It will help you to learn about the different kinds of milk, identify their properties, relate these properties with their use in nutrition and cookery. Dear students, you surely have come across different types of milk in your day-to-day life, in the market and in the home. We can technically classify these various types of milk into three main categories, which are based on fat content, based on types of processing, and based on heat treatment. So students, first we will discuss types of milks based on fat content. These are mainly of 6 types, that is standardized milk, whole milk, reduced fat milk, low fat milk, skim milk or non-fat milk and toned milk. The standardized milk. This is made by combining buffalo milk and skimmed milk. The fat percentage is maintained at 4.5%, while the solid non-fat part of the milk should be about 8.5%. Whole milk. Natural milk is milk with nothing added or removed from it, as it contains fat in natural amounts, and so it is also called as full cream milk. It looks creamer and have full natural flavor. Technically, whole milk should contain at least 3.25% milk fat and 8.25% milk solids by weight. It means it should supply about 50% of its calories from fat. Because of its fat content, full cream milk is usually suited for children, adolescents and body builders. Next comes reduced fat milk. This milk contains about 2% of milk fats. The percentage of milk fat is related to the percentage of fat by weight, and much of the milk's fat is water. Once the water subtract from 2% milk, the remaining product that left will have 20% fat content by weight. Such milk actually contains 35% of calories from fat in this way. Drinking 2% milk is a good substitute of whole milk comparatively, but still it is not suitable for persons who need low calorie diet. The another types of milk based on fat content is low fat milk. 1% milk derives 23% of its calories from fat. Many people find low fat milk better choice and a good compromise for low energy food. The nutritional differences between semi-skimmed and 1% fat milk are small and dependent mainly on the difference in fat content. 1% fat milk contains 40% less total and saturated fat than standardized semi-skim milk. In this edition, it has lower energy content than semi-skimmed and slightly lower levels of vitamin A and E, but has a higher calcium content, so could be a good choice for people of a sedentary lifestyle who requires more calcium and less calorie. Dear students, next comes skimmed milk. I think you are all aware of this type of milk, which has an important place in milk kingdom because of its low fat content. Let's see why it's so. Skim milk or non-fat milk has fats removed as much as possible. It may not contain more than 0.5% milk fat by weight and usually contains less than 0.5 gram of fats per cup, deriving just 5% of its calories from fat. Skim milk has about half of the calories of whole milk. It is the best choice for adults and is the only type of milk that should be consumed by people on strict low fat diets. Unfortunately, skim milk loses the richness of whole milk and has a very thin flavor and unappealing bluish color. And it is also low in fat soluble vitamins, particularly vitamin A, which is lost when the fat is removed from it. However, it contains slightly more calcium than whole milk. Toned milk. Toned milk, also called the single toned milk, it is obtained by adding skimmed milk powder and water to whole milk. It contains about 3% fats and toned milk supplies less cholesterol from the milk to minimum. The toned milk contains the same nutrition as whole milk minus the fat soluble vitamins. One glass of toned milk gives around 120 calories. Double toned milk. This milk is obtained by adding a skim milk powder to whole milk and has also 1.5% fat content. Double toned milk is ideal to maintain body weight because it keeps the calories intake under check and aids weight loss. So, students, you have now understood that through controlling the amount of milk fat, we can get different range of milk containing different amount of fats and so the calories. The type of milk comprising different amount of fat makes it suitable for different types of people requiring different amount of calories or not requiring milk fat at all. Now, I would explain types of milk as per their treatments, which often being done to make milk safe and sound and so improve its quality. Yes, students, you rightly understand I am talking about the pasteurization and homogenization of the milk. So, students, we will discuss about the most important process of milk, that is pasteurization. Pasteurization is the most popular method of heat treatment. It is a relatively mild form of treatment which kills harmful bacteria without significantly affecting the nutritional value or the taste of the milk. The basic process involves whole milk heating to a temperature of less than 71.7 degrees Celsius for a minimum of 15 seconds or maximum of 25 seconds. Following heating, the milk is cooled rapidly to below 6 degrees Celsius using chilled water on the opposite side of the plate. This process also extends the keeping quality of the milk. Students, Now we will discuss another new technique of milk processing, that is microfiltration. It is a process that partially replaces pasteurization and produces milk with fewer microorganisms and longer shelf life without a change in the taste of the milk. In this process, cream is separated from the whey and is pasteurized in the usual way, but the whey is forced through ceramic microfilters that trap 99.9% of microorganisms in the milk as compared to 99.999% killing of microorganisms in standard HTSC of pasteurization. The whey then is recombined with the pasteurized cream to reform the original milk composition. Dear students, here you can observe that the suspended particles or impurities and microorganism gets removed from the milk through microfiltration technique, while water, all mono and multivalent ions pass through, and so milk become free from physical and microbial hazards after going through ultrafiltration process. Now comes another important type of milk, that is homogenized milk. Homogenization of milk occurs forcing the milk at high pressure through small holes. This splits up the fat globules in order to spread them evenly throughout the milk and prevent separation of a creamy layer. This process basically results in milk of uniform composition or consistency and palatability without removing or adding any constituents. Homogenization increases the whiteness of milk because the greater number of fat globules scatter the light more effectively. Most milk available on the market is homogenized at present. Milk often is homogenized, a treatment that prevents a creamy layer from separating out of the milk. The milk is pumped at high temperature through very narrow tubes, breaking up the fat globules through turbulence and cavitations. A greater number of smaller particles possess a more total surface area than a smaller number of larger ones, and the original fat globule membranes cannot completely cover them. So, dear students, looking this figure, you can very well understand that before homogenization, milk fats distribute in larger size globules naturally. But after going through a process of churning under pressure, the fat globules become smaller and more uniform and are stable upon storage, which means it do not come on the surface due to lower density. Students, not only this, homogenized milk tastes blender but feels creamer in the mouth than unhomogenized milk. It is whiter and more resistant to developing of flavors. Dear students, you must have observed cream line or cream on the top of the milk. In India, it is popularly known as malai. Now, from seeing this malai, you can recognize that this malai topped milk is not homogenized. So, next time, whenever you see a cream line or cream on the top of the milk, you can identify that it is a homogenized milk. It may or may not be pasteurized. Milk that has undergone high pressure homogenization, sometimes labeled as ultra homogenization, has a longer shelf life than milk that has undergone ordinary homogenization at lower pressure. The another important category of processed milk is sterilized milk. Sterilized milk is available in whole, semi-skimmed and skimmed milk varieties. It goes through a more severe form of heat treatment which destroys naturally all the bacteria in it. Firstly, the milk is preheated to around 50 degrees Celsius, then homogenized, after which it is poured into glass bottles which are closed with an airtight seal. There is no legally defined process for sterilizing milk,
but commonly filled bottles are carried on a conveyor belt through a steam chamber where they are heated to a temperature of between 110 to 130 degrees Celsius for approximately 10 to 30 minutes. Then they are cooled using a cold water tank, spray, or in some cases atmospheric air, and then crated.
So students, now you have learned why pasteurization and sterilization or homogenization of milk is important, because it makes milk safe and sound, whereas homogenization of milk makes it rich and stable, so its fat can not be separated through normal heating. Now we will discuss about the types of milk made through heat treatment. Yes, you rightly guessed. I am talking about evaporated and powdered milks.
Dear students, now we will discuss about different types of milk which are heat treated. The first come evaporated milk. Evaporated milk is a concentrated sterilized milk product. It has a concentration twice that of standard milk. The process of producing evaporated milk involves sterilizing, heat treating, and evaporating the milk under reduced pressure at temperatures between 60 degrees Celsius and 65 degrees Celsius. So the milk become more denser and thicker after going through this process. The evaporated milk is then homogenized to prevent it separating under storage, and then it is cooled. The evaporated milk is poured into cans which are then sealed. At this point, the cans are moved to a sterilizer where they are held for 10 minutes. After cooling, the cans are then sealed and packed. As a result of processing, evaporated milk has a characteristics of cooked, flavored, and colored milk. The shelf life of canned evaporated milk is said to be as 1 year if stored at proper temperature. However, in practice, the product will keep for longer also. Dear students, next comes condensed milk. Condensed milk is concentrated in the same way as evaporated milk but with the addition of sugar. This product is not sterilized but it preserved by the high concentration of sugar in it. It can be made from whole milk, semi-skimmed or skimmed milk. The heat treatment used consists of holding standardized milk at a temperature of 110 to 115 degrees Celsius for 1 or 2 minutes. The milk is then homogenized, the sugar added, and the sweetened milk is then evaporated at low temperature between 55 to 60 degrees Celsius. The concentration of the condensed milk is now up to 3 times that of the original milk. The milk is then cooled rapidly to 30 degrees Celsius and packed. Sweden condensed milk is commonly used in the sugar confectionery industry for the production of toffees, caramels, and fudges. It is also an important product of many Indian desserts and confectionery products. Dear students, you must be very much aware of the dry milk powders. It is another category of heat treated milk. Milk powder is produced by evaporating the water from the milk using heat. The milk is homogenized, heat treated, and pre concentrated before drying. The drying process are usually of two types, that is, spray drying process in which the concentrated milk is introduced into a chamber, usually in the form of a mist, through which hot air is circulating. The droplets of the milk soon lose their water and fall to the floor as fine powder. Skim milk powder can be mixed easily with water. However, whole milk isn't easily reconstituted due to its higher fat content. The another type of drying process is roller drying. It is an older process of producing milk powder, which involves spreading the concentrated milk onto a heated roller. The water evaporates quickly and leaves a thin film of powder, which is scraped off the rollers. This powder has a cooked flavor and tends to form lumps when mixed with water. Dear students, let's have a quick look on the drying process which we have discussed earlier, that is spray drying and the roller drying. The another more common type of heat treated milk is flavored milk. The flavored milk is in the market and growing fastest in dairy sector. There are a wide variety of flavors and consistencies to cater for all ages and tastes, with a choice of long life, that is ultra heat treated or sterilized type of milk, fresh flavored milk. Most flavor milk products are produced using reduced fat milk varieties and usually have a fat content of around 1%. The most popular flavors are chocolate, strawberry, and banana. However, more sophisticated flavors such as peach, mocha, or products made with real Belgian and Swiss chocolate have been developed for the more adult market nowadays. Dear students, there are some more types of milk remain which are not very common, but we use it in day-to-day life. These other types of milk are those which made for special purposes. According to added substance, these milks may be of following types. Vitamin D milk, it is in areas where the cattle or the people live indoors, vitamin D deficiency prevails more. To avoid vitamin D deficiency, commercially sold milk commonly fortified with vitamin D to make up its natural deficiency in the milk. Vitamin A fortified milk, due to reduced fat milks, often have added vitamin A palmitate to compensate for the loss of vitamin during fat removal. Organic milk. Cattle that produce certified organic milk are not given antibiotics or added growth hormones. In addition to having access to the outdoors, cows on certified organic farms are fed 100% organic feeds. So, consequently, they are not exposed to persistent pesticides, herbicides, or fungicides. In this way, their milk is also called as organic milk.
So, to sum up, students, I think you are now well understand that milk is a nature's gift to us, loaded with lots of nutrition. There are many kinds of milk which is basically different in fat content, different in consistency and processing. Different kinds of milk serves variety in taste and also useful in the cookery. Moreover, science has also made it more versatile by developing many types of it. That is, milk which are prepared containing different amounts of fat, right from no fat skim milk to toned and double toned milk, which caters everybody who need less calories, like adults, sedentary workers, obese, and people with degenerative diseases like diabetes, hypertension, and high heart disease, etc. To the young and growing children and people with special nutritional needs like athletes, bodybuilders, and patients who require more energy supplementation. Moreover, food technology has also induced safety in the milk consumption through the process like pasteurization and ultrafiltration. And homogenization of milk increases the quality and stability of it. Similarly, through heat treatment, we have different range of reduced consistency in the milk like evaporated milk, powdered milk, which have better keeping quality and varied utility in the cookery. Last but not least, the addition of flavors and fortification of milk with micronutrients like vitamin A, vitamin D aids in variety and quality of the milk as a delicious food drink.